The Treat&Train is a great way to teach agility contacts. For instance, here's a quick way to teach 2 on, 2 off. In the first step, we start by putting the Treat&Train at the end of the travel board. I'm going to make sure I position it far enough forward so that he has to have 2 feet off of the board and his hind feet are on the board. Jones, here! Then we're going to start behind the board, and so that he knows to run to the machine, I'm going to dispense a treat, and then I'm going to say a word that's going to mean go to the end of the travel board. The word I'm going to use is spot, and then I'm going to release his collar. Spot! Once he eats his treat, I'm going to dispense additional treats while moving in different positions so that he learns that this is a great place to be no matter which way I move. And then I'm going to repeat step 1 a number of times until he does it well 8 to 10 times in a row. Step 2 is similar to step 1, but in this case, I don't release the first treat until he's in position. Jones, spot. And then once he's eating his treat, I dispense additional treats while I'm changing positions. So he gets used to the idea that good things happen to him when he's in that position, and he should stay in that position no matter how I move. Once he can do this 8 to 10 times in a row, then we can go on to the next step. In step 3, we're going to start from many different positions, and then once the dog is in his 2 on, 2 off position, I'm going to move in many different ways afterwards to mimic what goes on in a regular agility trial. Spot. Good. So you want to practice front crosses, rear crosses at the beginning and at the end. And you want to practice starting ahead of him and behind him. So you want to start from many different locations and then do many different things after he's in position. Step 4 is where the dog really learns the 2 on, 2 off behavior. In this case, you're going to have some treats in your hand, and you're going to move the machine farther away so that the dog actually has to step off the platform in order to get rewards. Jones, here! So I'm going to start behind, down. We're going to start behind the travel board, and most likely he's going to run past the board. Spot! So then I'm going to wait till he backs up into position and then give him treats. Now remember, we're only going to do it this way for a day or 2 so that we don't have to worry about him backing up in the future. And then his last reward will be from the machine. Once the dog understands the 2 on, 2 off position and always stops at the end of the board, you can stop rewarding by hand and just reward with the machine. Now, if he ever does step off the board, never let him step back on again. Instead, just call him away and start over again. Now on to the final phase of training. In this stage, we're going to move the Treat&Train to different locations. So sometimes it'll be pretty close, and then other times it'll be far away. And then we're also going to start from different locations, and I'll be moving in different ways. So I'm going to mimic what might happen in an agility trial. Okay, Jones, here. Ready? Spot. Good. Jones, here. Hurry. Come on. Spot. Good boy. And then sometimes I'll put the machine close, just so that he still gets a lot of practice getting rewards right in this right spot. Spot.